Hey guys, what's up? Shark talking. Welcome back to my channel. Today video is about the Eternal Oath event, and sorry I didn't make this video before, but I was a little busy and trying to help my wife with some stuff. She's on her finals on university, so we didn't have the time to record videos. But well, let's talk about this event here. I know I'm late, but there's a lot of good things to talk. There's a lot of good rewards from this event, and I'm a little surprised because some of the past events we got there didn't have a lot of goodies for us to claim on the challenge stages. And this event is that one that we have to face 4 optional bosses by different roads, and the 3 roads gives a lot of good stuff. There's a lot of Yggdrasil branches, a lot of good stuff, books, a lot of books here. Books are very needed. Even I that started the game with the launch, I still need books, and this event helped me a little with giving some books I was needing. And well, there's the first quest here. There's a new charter experience quest to test this new girl here, Blessed Humidia. Let's just try her alongside this stage. I didn't even did it yet. So we'll talk about the character while we go and test her. And this girl here is a little surprising. She's good on some things, but not so good on others. And I'll try to explain here and why it's that. Well, let me just try to go to her screen page here. And you can see Blessed Humidia, and she's using Bluff Flare. This weapon here is quite good, but it's not exactly made for her. This weapon here is totally a piece for the future character that it still didn't get, and it's Fang Iron Green. But you can see it's an extreme damage, 3 times extreme damage like most weapons that we are getting, and it has this counter charge that taking damage increases the Purification Gauge. We already had something like this on some other weapons, but never with the Great Sword. If I do remember correctly, I think we didn't get yet. And this one is the weapon of choice for Fang Iron Green, especially because he's also fire and he uses Great Swords. And this girl here doesn't need to be hit. She's not exactly a tank, so this sword is not exactly made for her. But it's here on this training mission. And we have to talk about her passives. The passives are the most important thing. Well, when we look here, we can see that she only has 2 elemental attacks. It's the 3rd attack, the losing pose that keeps. It's the same one on attack number 5. And that's why she needs a fire weapon, but this may not be the best one. She may even be better with Volt Blaze, I think, because she can then buff your squad if you're needing. But Volt Blaze doesn't give exactly the same as she felt like. It's less powerful. The number of attacks are very nice. We will watch here the attacks on the screen. But before we talk about it, there's also her Purification Attack. The Purification Attack, it's very unique. It's the same as Hestia. Don't know if you were here playing with Hestia. It was released from the Damachi collaboration, and she increases attack and nag for all your squad for 1 turn, and it's based on her normal attack. It's very interesting for Hestia and back on when she was released, when we didn't have a ways to go beyond 10,000 attack. Now we can go way more than this, and then the buff will be very interesting because it doesn't clash with Felt Light. You can use 2 together. So this makes up for this Blessed Humidia as a good supportive unit because it will increase the damage of your other units. But you have to think that if all of your characters are doing a lot of... If you have 4 characters already that do enough damage, this may not be so interesting. I think that if you're using her on the 2nd slot, like in using a 1st character, maybe Valkyrie, maybe Arbiter Hirsch, or maybe Kokuyo, and she's on the 2nd slot using the buff, so... When she uses the Purify attack, she goes first than the Valkyrie, so she will buff the damage for the Valkyrie and also the buff for all the normal attack that goes after it. So it's very interesting if you're focusing on buffing a single character for Purify attack and then the rest for normal attacks. But she herself is not a good damage dealer, so using her will lower your 4 character damage, I can explain, but will buff the other 3. So it depends on if you have 4 characters that do enough damage, 4 no, 3, because most of the time you're using a friend. So this depends if you have very strong characters. If you only have 1 and it's Untitled Chapter, she, or like I said, Arbiter Hirsch or Kokuyo, she will be very better. She will buff the main damage dealer and also make the other characters better. So besides this, we have to give a look on her passives here. The first one increases attack and fire damage like most second generation characters. She is a second generation character, a little close to the end of second generation. She was released very close. She was released shortly after Bride Alicia and Groom Rufus, so they are very similar on status, but she didn't get a buff. Her status are not so high. We'll talk about this later. And the second one is increase the fire damage for all allies on the start of your turn if your Purification Gouge is level 1 or higher. I don't understand why they give this situation here, because she will always be using Purify attacks. But this only counts when you're starting the turn. If you're on the start of the turn and you still have one, means that after you unleash your Purify attacks, you still manage to get to 1 again. You start the next turn, you still have the buff active. And this lastly one, it increases all status according to Purification Gouge level, but it increases by 5% each and the max, and that means that you only have 20% increase on all status. It's not that high. Even the original Valkyrie has this similar values, so I don't think the passives of her are that good. This is why her use is a little not so important. But we have also Blessing Sun that sacrifices 3 attacks to activate, and it will recover all status augment and a little of HP. The same thing that Valkyrie Alicia does, also the same thing that the new Gorn Elite does. They are all from different, not exactly different weapons. Valkyrie Alicia also uses Great Sword, so this is kind of competing with her. You don't need 2 Great Swords doing the same thing. And the last one is Fire Blessing, and it increases her fire attacks by 40%. It goes up to 30%. But like it's not interesting because, but you don't have any other way to use. You could just make her a little better if you want, just by using AS Burst Fire, so you do more damage with action skill instead of doing more fire attacks. I don't know. Okay, so it is only for normal attack. And this is it. Let's just test this girl here on this map and see her animations and stuff. She's on the second. I think that I will be able to see her Purify attack. Just by attacking here, you can see that it's very flashy. Her attacks are very flashy. I'm using the Trial Premium, so my attacks are very fast. I will have to just let me turn on the overview so they will at least be able to level up the Purification Gouge. Now let's just watch her attack again. Yeah. But the game is on two times speed. It's sometimes very have to react very fast as well. But you still have one enemy before the boss. So I don't really like her attacks. It's very strange. She has a pin on her hand and she uses Great Sword. I don't know why so many other Valkyries use Great Swords. Her attacks may miss a lot, because if you're juggling the enemies, it's very easy to miss. So I will just use her Purification attack so you can watch it. You can see that she goes first even by being on the second slot. What will happen here is a buff, and you can see that the buff activated before the attack from the Valkyrie. Here's a normal Valkyrie, no, it's not Untitled Valkyrie, but you understand. So using her on the second slot is very interesting, especially if you only have one Valkyrie and the other characters are normal. This kind of explains how it's her playthrough, but I don't like her normal attacks. So this is it. We finished the explanation about the character, and now we'll have to dwell on other stuff. I already said about the weapon. The weapon is better for the future, not exactly for this character. But then I really hope I can get this weapon in the future. So after we talk about it, this stuff, the event itself, like I said, has this 4 bosses, different bosses paths, and you have to use them to farm, because they are from different elements. You have to choose the element that you have more coverage. So mostly of the time it's for me it's lightning or fire or ice, but I don't have ice here. The boss is only fire. Fire, because if I have Untitled Valkyrie, she can still do fire damage very fine. So just farm here because this boss here is a problem. If you are running on auto and you don't have all the power to defeat it, he will try to inflict you with poison and curse, and it has very high chances of landing on you. And I already lost just by running on auto with this sub team, and you get the same chances, the same drops by running the other bosses, and they are a little easier than this one. So I recommend you guys to just farm the other. I will just try to run a normal run here with this squad. I recommend you guys to also reach Purification Gauge Max if you don't have all the power to defeat the boss. I will just pause here and came back when the boss is ready. So we're back on the video, and this is the boss of the normal route, and he's big to the same elements, fire and ice. And he will start the battle by doing some very bad stuff. I will just start without dealing too much damage. I will just do this. It's too much damage. Let's just watch if he survives this and see his final attack. I don't think we'll be able to, but I'm just warning you guys, be careful with this boss because there's a lot of poison curse here. Yeah, he didn't survive. I'm using some characters that I'm not using lately because I don't have the orbs for them, but my friend was way too powerful, I think. But the best thing about this event itself is just that a lot of these bosses here give you a lot of good rewards. There was a lot of Yggdrasil branches and bugs, like I said, and maybe this will help you. Okay, so now let's just give a look on the shop here of the event. And the shop is, you have these two options here to get the weapon or the character. It's hard to summon for her. Before we go to the shop, I think it's better to just go to the banner itself to talk about the banner, because there's a bad and a good thing about this banner. The first is that you can summon all the other artifacts on this banner, but you can only do it because there's only one character on the banner. When you go to here to drop hates, you can see that they never give you more than 2% chances on characters. And when there's only one character on the banner, it usually gives you chances to get the other characters. So you can see that 0.5% chance to get Rest in Seal Media, you can see here. And the other 0.5% is shared among all the other characters up to, let me search here, up to Yume. So this may not be good because it will only increase 1% chances of getting Blessing Seal Media. So 1% chances for 10 pulls means that you average get one character before your last pull if you're trying to get 10 pulls here, but you may miss her. So this is why I'm not so sure if this is a good thing at all. So the weapon is pretty nice, especially for the future, but here's that. You get more drops as well with the character, more damage with the weapons. You can see on the last page, more damage. But that's it. And lastly, let's just give a look on the shop. The shop is very interesting, I think. There's some good stuff. There's some things that were not appearing on the last shops, and it's quite a lot of good stuff. Let's just see here. We have this Teeny Seal Media here. Very nice. This one is of Adornets I like. There's one with Yggdrasil Branch. Is Air Freeze is another chance for you to get a nice staff for your Yume, because the game still didn't give us 6-star weapon that as a staff with the ice element, so there's no more options for you to get. There's what more here. We get another Incant Sword. There was some fight sometime that they give us the last one, and we have 3 of each silver of the scrolls. There was just a motorcycle close to my house. There's gold, silver, and bronze. Finally, gold has a use because we can get the S burst crystals now. Finally. And after this, you get the orb. This orb is this one of the best that we get because it gives 90 points. Most of the orbs now are giving this, but it's, if you don't understand, it's the same as a 7-star orb. A normal 7-star orb gives you also 90. So this is very good. Get it. One Awakening Ember. Get the books, and then all the other things are not that important. You have to just farm the rescues, and like always, the part that is important is just this skew up. Okay, well, this is it. I think this gives good information about the event. I'll be trying this new stage here shortly after this video. I'll try to post my results. Better to finish this video because it's already 15 minutes. Now, if you have any doubts and something that you can want to comment, just please use here the comment section. It's just for that. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe if you haven't, and we see each other on the next one. Bye.